Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Oh, come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Day with Trae. I'm your guest host, Deaunte Damper, stepping in for my girl today, or actually this week, right? But while you're watching, I need you to do me a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to Converge Media. You can learn more about We Live in Color. You can learn more about Seattle News and Brews, The Day with Trae, and more. Go to whereweconverge.com to see why Black media matters. And today, I'm so excited because we're going to be taking flight, y'all. We have instrument rated private pilot, Marques Williams, who's going to be stepping in to give us more information on not just their journey, but just more insight on how community members can tap in. We need some more Black pilots up in here, right? And I'm just so happy because I've known him since he was a kid, and just knowing his journey means a lot to me because it's so much of our stories. It's so much of our stories that end up here in this Black Media Matter studio. We're like a family here in this community, and I'm just so happy that he's here. So without further ado, Marques.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. That intro was beautiful.
Was it
by
good?
The way. Thank
Instrument
you,
rated private
Instrument
pilot.
rated private pilot. Yes, sir.
I fixed it, right?
You got it. You got it. Yeah, you got it.
We're so happy to have you. You know,
Thank
and
you.
before we can get into the call to action, let's go over your journey, right? Because I remember as a child, you
Right.
played a lot of sports.
I did. Yes, yes. Well, mainly basketball, and I still play. I still, don't come guard me on the court. I can still give you some work. But yeah, born and raised in Seattle, Washington. Once again, I played sports all my life. Really didn't have any type of background in terms of aviation. I didn't want to just grow up to be a pilot when I was young. Didn't even know that being a pilot was attainable. So in terms of my desire to get into aviation, that came throughout my work history, working at Boeing, working as a ramp agent for the airlines and things of that nature. So it developed over time, but it's all on God's timing, and I'm glad that it happened the way that it did, for sure.
Right. So, I mean, but walk me back, though, right?
Okay.
I mean, you are playing sports. I'm thinking league for me, like, but what made you go, because I think that also kids and adults need to hear this too. What made you transition out of like, okay, well, sports is not it right now, but I want to go, I'm going to have to take another path. How'd you transition into
Well,
that?
I think as an athlete, everybody kind of gets to that point where you kind of look around and you're like, okay, now, I think I'm good. I think I got some talent, but there's a guy right here who's about 6'6". He's dunking. He can do all those things. I'm probably not going to get to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that probably came about my freshman year of high school, maybe 8th grade. But once you start doing that, you start experimenting and doing other things. I got into music. A lot of people give me compliments on my voice. I'm actually trying to get into voiceover work right now. So I got into music. I've got into
singing, rapping?
No, just using my voice in terms of radio, podcasting. Yeah. I did have a podcast. I tried that venture, and I, interviewed some athletes around the city, and just trying to figure it out. But while I was trying to figure it out, I worked at Boeing as a janitor. I actually started as a janitor just to get into the company. My grandmother worked at Boeing, so I was very proud to work there. They didn't give flight benefits, and I really love to travel. So then I decided to work for the airlines as a ramp agent, lugging luggage outside in the rain. Didn't like that because it's very cold and wet in Seattle. So I was like, okay, I want to go inside the airport to be a customer service agent. Started doing that, and all the while I'm seeing pilots kind of, passing by, and started seeing pilots that actually look like me. And representation is so important. Over time, just started looking at that, and finally got to a point where like, hey, I think I can do that. And then from then on, I just, decided to take a leap of faith and, see what that journey held for me, for sure.
Wow. I mean, I'm thinking about the movie one. Now you see me.
Now you see me. Yes,
That's one. And then Red Tails.
Red Tails, right.
And historically, of how many of our pilots were out there
Absolutely.
during all of these wars,
Yeah.
especially World War One and 2, and those stories aren't being told. Was there any particular pilot or story that really got you to say, this is for me?
Well, I remember, so there's an Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals, OBAP for short. They pretty much do the same thing what I'm trying to do now. They try to entice and try to encourage young African-American people to get into aviation. And I remember they had a pilot conference, which they do every year. This was right after COVID, so this was like the first one after COVID. It was in Phoenix, Arizona. And, you know, like I said, that was in the moment I wanted to take a leap of faith and see what, you know, being a pilot was all about and if I wanted to do it or not. So I went to the conference, didn't know anything about it. And I mean, when I walked into the major, you know, ballroom that they were having it and seen nothing but, you know, black pilots, black women, black men. You know, there was kids there in terms of middle school and high school who already had flight hours. And like I said, representation is so important that the moment I seen that, looked around that room and seen people that look like me, that talk like me, that, you know, resemble people in my family, all of that, that was the moment where I was like, I definitely know that I can do this now by seeing somebody that identifies with me doing the same thing, for sure.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, I want to talk too about the journey of just like the training, because you got to put in a lot of hours.
Yes, it's intensive, and you know, it's not for the weak-hearted. You know, it takes a lot of consistency. It takes a lot of discipline, and if you're going after anything in life, you know, it's the same values. You know what I'm saying? You get to learn who you are as a person, learn what you can handle, learn what you can't. You have to navigate. I wasn't the best student growing up in high school, not because of a lack of intelligence, but just I didn't have the drive, the consistency, the dedication, and things like that. But when you're put in a situation like this, where not only are you investing a lot of money, a lot of time, but you have to figure it out. So it takes countless hours of studying. One thing about aviation and trying to become a pilot, you can't fake it. You know, maybe in grade school or whatever, you can read a little chapter of the book and fill out the rest just by trying to finesse your way. You cannot do that, which as a passenger, you love that, because yeah, I don't want to fly on a plane where a pilot kind of finessed his way through flight school. So I'm glad that the FAA has regulations and the testing that it doesn't matter white, black, women, men, it doesn't matter what you are, you have to go through the same testing, and you have to prove that you have the ability to fly an aircraft safely and all of that. So, yeah.
You know, that I love that. And, you know, and the thing I think about that, when I think about that, about you even walking into that very room and having to put on in all those hours, I think about our youth, right? And how we kind of need to start investing in them early.
Right.
And you did an event early this year.
Right.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so once again, the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals, it's a nonprofit organization. So that's one of the things I love about aviation and pilots, that we're really big on paying it forward. You know, if you come up to a pilot, he may not even look like he wants to talk to you, but the moment you say, hey, I'm interested in becoming a pilot, all of a sudden he or she is like, oh, really? How can I help? And things like that. So I wanted to pay it forward just as well as other pilots paid it forward for me. So we had a ACE Academy, Seattle ACE Academy, through the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. It's a week-long program where we take kids from ages 13 to about 18, and we did a lot of stuff. We went to the Boeing plant, and because it's not just about trying to introduce people to become pilots. You know, you can be a mechanic, you can be an air traffic controller, you can be a flight attendant. All of the, I mean, it's all aviation. So we went to Boeing, we went to the airport at Tacoma Narrows Airport, where the kids got to fly at least 1 hour with a certified flight instructor, so they got to fill out their logbooks and get their first hour.
Wow.
We went to the Alaska hangar, where they got to see where the mechanics worked, and like a week long full of aviation things. Anything that you need, we're trying to introduce you to it, so that if you decide that you want to do it, we have the tools to be able to help you out and get to that dream of yours, for sure.
What did it feel like to be able to give back to youth in something that is like something that you are dreaming, that you have dreamed and now is becoming a reality, to be able to give back to the youth? How did that feel?
Man, I mean, and I'm sure you know that feeling when you are able to give somebody, and even especially kids, you know, you can see the the glitter in their eye, like, oh, I can do this, and that's the best feeling in the world. And I think I'm in a unique situation because I'm not at the airlines yet. There are certain requirements that I have to reach to get to my final destination. So I'm on the same journey that they are. You know, I'm still going through flight training and trying to get more additional ratings and more hours and things like that. So I think that's why I think it's important for me to, you know, try to talk to the youth about getting into aviation, because I'm right in the crux of it right now, doing the same things that you will have to do, whether you want to be a pilot, mechanic, anything in aviation. I'm right in the crux of that with you guys. So I'm definitely, it's a blessing to be able to speak to youth and see them being encouraged and really feel like, hey, I can do this too, for sure.
Absolutely. And I think about some of the young kids and even adults that might be looking here and thinking about getting into aviation. If you can give them 3 words of advice, what would it be?
Ooh, 3 words of advice. Well, I'll say this, and you know, even though that I'm trying to encourage young people to get into aviation, you don't have to be necessarily young. Like, I started my pilot journey at the age of 32. So the highest that you can fly in the airlines is about 60 years old. So even if you start at 40 years old, that's still a 20-year career. It's well known that pilots make a good amount of money. So that's, you know, money that you can take for your family. It might be even a little generational wealth right there too. So I don't know, man, just never giving up. That's one of the most important things. It's like a roller coaster going into flight training. If you fail a check ride, I mean, you can get really down. When you pass a check ride, you can feel like you can do whatever. So the key to that is not to get too high, not to get too low. And just never giving up, being consistent, and being determined. If you have those three things, I think that not only can you be a pilot, but really you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and I think that is beautiful. And I just want to touch on this too. You come from a beautiful family tree.
Good family, yes.
Good family of community people that are of service to people. And it's just this continued legacy. What do you want your legacy to be?
Ooh, you're asking some good questions. Actually,
that's why I'm
exactly.
That's why I'm hosting.
I never really thought about it like that, but honestly, I just want people to see me as a genuine person in all facets of life. So, like, just know that if I'm lending a hand to help you out, it's not because I think somebody's looking or I think that I can gain something from it. If I'm talking to you in any type of way, that's because that's coming from me. Like, I want to help you out because that's what I want to do. Yeah. And I can't speak for, you know, my family members, but that's kind of how we were brought up and raised, is to just be, you know, genuinely yourself. And if they don't accept it, they don't accept it. And if they do, you know, more power to it. But that's not going to change who I am and my values as a person.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And I think that that's beautiful. And I had to ask because I think that all of y'all have probably answered that question differently, but it comes from that same root of being of service to this community.
Yeah,
to this
absolutely.
community, and it's so appreciated. But I want community to be able to tap in with you.
Absolutely.
I want them to be able to know that you can help them do the bridge work. So if you can do me a favor, give them the call to action. Let them know what they need, what they can do, and what you can support them with. And look in that camera and give them all your contact information.
This camera right here.
This one right here.
Okay. Like I said, man, my name is Marques Williams, and I am here to encourage any and everybody to get into aviation, whether you want to be a pilot, mechanic, air traffic controller, customer service agent, I mean, you name it, flight attendant, anything with aviation. Definitely, if you have any questions, you can contact me on my email, which is Mr. Mister Williams, Williams 206@gmail.com. I know that's a long email, but you know, just hit me up if you have any questions about anything aviation related. I will try my best to answer your questions, and if I can't, I can go get that answer for you. Absolutely, hit me up anytime, and I look forward to talking to anybody who is interested in aviation.
That was dope, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I did all right. Yeah.
I mean, you did all right, but it also, when you were saying your email address, this is kind of funny because it reminded me of Color Purple when Mister was at the door and she was like, Mister period. So that's what made me think of that.
Absolutely.
But it's dope. I'm super happy that you are here in this studio. But above all else, it is so great to grow up with with folks and watched them grow. And I've literally watched you grow and can't wait to see what other seeds you sow within this community. And I'm proud of you. Community's watching with you. Community will build with you. And I can't wait till we taking flight.
Yeah, and everybody in the community, one thing I do like is I love accountability. So when you do see me out, please ask me how my flight training is going, because that keeps me accountable. I don't want to have to give you a bad answer to this. So that keeps me going, that keeps me motivated, and I love feeling like this is a group project. Even though I'm the one in the flight training and doing that part, anybody that has ever shown me support, has ever sent a prayer to my way, anything like that, this is a group project. So please keep asking me, and let's keep each other accountable.
Keep each other accountable. I appreciate you
Yes,
so
sir.
much, brother.
Yes, sir.
And appreciate your community. We're going to take one more break, and we'll be back. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Getting the scholarship really changed the conversation. It went from, no, I can do school in my free time and make it work, to I could only focus on school and I could be the best I can be every single day. I can soak up everything. I can read before class and make sure I'm not just learning enough to pass a test. Like, I could really pour all my time into school. That's what having a Seattle College Foundation Scholarship did for me.
We're electric. I feel like the fans can feel that, and we're just going to keep this going.
He struck him out. Gino, like he never left Seattle.
Keep bringing the energy. We really need it. Let's go.
Got him at home. Goodbye, baseball. Cal did it.
We show a lot of heart. This team has a lot of fight. You guys have been electric. You guys are the key to this, so thank you guys.
And well, everybody, welcome as we wrap up today's episode of The Day with Trae. Mr. Williams, I'm just so proud of you. Just growing in community and literally saying, like, this is a journey that I'm on, community. Share this journey with me. We can do it together. And as we sat here, I got very emotional because I thought about my grandfather, Robert Damper, who was an inspector for Bowen. He inspected the 737. He inspected the 747. He woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, got off at 1 o'clock, and did that for 43 years. Never forgot a birthday, never forgot anything that me and my brother or family member was doing. And it sits with me of that dedication and commitment, not just to his work, but to his family. I remember how that love felt, and it's been 19 years since he's been gone. But this episode is dedicated to him, and I want to say, Grandpa, I'm taking flight, and I love you, and I'm walking with love, and I'm so happy that you all are here to share this journey with us today. Join us tomorrow, same The Day with Trae time, same The Day with Trae channel. Walk with love, y'all. Have a good day.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.